Hi, this is a video on Google Ads mistakes that will completely ruin your campaigns. Listen to this video so you don't flush a bunch of money down the toilet when you're running Google Ads. As I did, as everybody that I know who ran Google Ads did, at the very start you're going to flush literally thousands of dollars down the toilet because you didn't watch videos like this. So here are my top tips on how not to waste a bunch of money on Google Ads. So the first one is having a budget that's too small. There is such a thing as a budget that's too small. Now the thing is, this is completely dependent on the country, this is completely dependent on your offering, whether you're B2B, B2C, whatever. But a lot of agencies, for example, will have rules of thumb that they won't bring on clients, let's say B2B clients, for less than $10,000 a month ad spend. That's very reasonable. I found that to make B2B offerings work, you need to usually spend about $100 a day. But we have made campaigns work with $30 a day, $50 a day, whatever. But there is such a thing as a minimum on Google Ads. I know it allows you to type in $1 a day in Google Ads, but that is not going to do anything. You need to get 30 conversions a month to make Google Ads algorithm actually optimize towards the goal that you want. If you get any less than, even at a push, 15, maybe 20 conversions a month, if you get any less than 15 or so, your campaigns are going to have a very hard time optimizing. So that would be the first mistake that a lot of people make, not spending enough. You need to save up enough money for Google to spend kind of wastefully for 3 or so months. Make sure you've collected quite a lot of money to give Google a good go. The next point is, the next easiest way of wasting money is, once your Google Ads become successful, is scaling too quick. A lot of people will go, oh, my $100 a day campaign is bringing in money, it's time to buy a yacht, let me just 10x my budget. Unfortunately, that doesn't work with Google Ads. Okay, if you're bringing in $30 leads and you 10x your budget, you would expect 10 times the leads for $30. That will never happen. What's going to end up happening is your cost per lead is going to go up 2x, 3x, 4x, whatever, and you're going to get just slightly more leads, but at a considerably higher cost per lead. That's why a lot of people recommend that you don't scale your campaign budgets at any more than $20 or so percent a week. I would even argue, to be more conservative, 20% per fortnight, per 2 weeks, is probably a comfortable place to scale your budgets at, but you should never 2x, 5x, 10x your budgets just overnight. You will completely just flush money down the toilet. It is never a good decision to do that. Take a very conservative approach to scaling your campaigns. The next point is Google Display Ads. Google Display is majority junk. You should stay away from Google Display. It only works for very specific people who know exactly what you're doing. And the worst thing is, Google opts you into it by default on a lot of campaigns. On Performance Max, you're opt-in to display campaigns and you have no choice. In search campaigns, you're opt-in to display expansion, where it will show display ads that are kind of like roughly ran in conjunction with your search ads, but you should disable that setting. Go into Google and literally turn that off. So what we want to do is we want to come over to campaigns, we want to come over to the campaign settings. You want to come to campaign settings and you want to uncheck the search and display network. Now, sometimes the search network will work. Basically, the whole point of the search network is, if you've ever seen search powered by Google on another website, it can show your search ads on those. I've seen some people make it work, but oftentimes you should stay away from that. I would just uncheck both of these options. So ensure these are unchecked. Don't use search, don't use display network expansion. You're almost always going to flush money down the toilet. Now the next thing, this is an unbelievably cheeky option that Google has turned on, and they understand this is a BS option, but you will destroy your campaigns by not setting this setting correctly. And that is location options and presence. We want to set presence. You want to only display your ads to people who are present in that country. The default option in Google is presence or interest. So if you are someone, let's say in a developing country, and Google has identified you as having an interest in the US or the UK, those ads will be shown to those people, completely wasting your budget. So if you have your location settings set to the UK or the US, and you have this Google recommended setting set to presence or interest, you will blow your budget up. You will have a bunch of Indian and Bangladeshi clicks going and completely wasting your budget and destroying your campaign. This is an unbelievably suspicious and dodgy, sketchy setting in Google that you need to turn off ASAP. Now, my next point is auto-apply recommendations. Now, Google will be pushing these auto-apply recommendations, and basically, if you don't know what a Google Ads auto-apply recommendation is, it's Google recommending you to spend more money. That's their recommendation. They will call you up occasionally, they will message you, they will email you, they will pop windows up in Google Ads saying, hey, check this setting, press this button and spend more money. Whenever you see auto-apply recommendation, you want to turn that off, and any kind of recommendation Google gives, you need to sit there and go, what does this actually do for me? What does this do for my account? Sometimes they'll recommend things like, hey dummy, you set your conversion tracking up wrong, in which case you should go and fix your conversion tracking. But most of the time it's, hey, Google recommends you to spend more money. Have you considered spending more money and setting your campaign settings to be incredibly broad and just, target the entire world so you get a bunch of Indian clicks onto your website? Don't listen to the Google Ads recommendations 8 out of 10 times, all right? Now, my final point is conversion tracking. You need to make sure your conversion tracking is absolutely perfect nowadays. Privacy regulations and so on have made conversion tracking less effective in recent years, which means that we have to have things like enhanced conversions, offline conversion tracking, enhanced conversions for leads, things like sheet uploads and things like that. We need to use every server-side tracking. That's another one. You need to set up server-side tracking. It's very easy to do. Go and watch some videos on YouTube, but you need to use every single advantage that Google will give you to make your Google Ads conversion tracking as accurate as possible. Even if you have perfect conversion tracking with privacy regulations, with cookie dialogues, you are never going to get a perfect setup. You'll get maybe 70, 80% conversions actually tracked. So the conversions that you're actually allowed to track, you need to be incredibly careful to make sure they're tracked accurately and they're reported into your account ASAP, and you've collected as much data in a compliant manner, of course, to give to Google Ads for it to be able to track conversions. Conversion tracking is absolutely required to make Google Ads work. You can't have iffy conversion tracking and get away with it nowadays. You just have to, okay? The campaigns will burn budget, nothing will optimize, and you will flush money down the toilet not having conversion tracking set up properly. Finally, broad match. Now, if you go onto the internet and search up broad match, and you go onto the Reddit, the pay-per-click Reddit, it'll be about 50-50. People's opinions towards broad match in search campaigns. And my experience with broad match is that probably like 2 years ago, it was terrible. A year ago, it was pretty good. And right now, it's surprisingly good. But still, in my experience, if you have a lower volume, higher value product like a B2B offering, some kind of agency or something like that, you should probably err on the side of sticking to exact and phrase match. I quite like phrase match, but the thing is, once you get healthy conversion volumes, definitely consider broad match. Okay, broad match will take into account a lot more signals than phrase match. It uses things like people's previous searches. So say, for example, a person is going and searching up, how many months until my wife gives birth or something like that. Like, they don't know that babies take 9 months in the oven, right? So they go and search that up. So Google goes and clicks and they go like, oh, this person is a new parent. We've identified this person as a new parent. And then their exact next search is best nappy brand. So we'll go ahead and identify that this person isn't a freak who, is like an adult who likes nappies and wears nappies as an adult, right? It'll identify them as a new parent to be. So we'll go ahead, like broad match, for example, will go and take into account people's previous searches to go ahead and serve more relevant ads to these people. So broad match, definitely stay away from it in the early stages of your campaign. In the first few months, you probably shouldn't run broad match. You probably shouldn't run things like target CPA. You don't have the data to be able to run these. But eventually, once you get something like 40, 50, definitely 60 conversions in a 30-day period, consider broad match. It works really well for some people, and it's a complete train wreck for others, but the point is, you need to test it out. It works great sometimes, and it's a complete money sink the others, so just try it out. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Have a nice day. Check out the links in the description. I'm giving away full free sales training course in the description. You literally just have to sign up to my website and you get access to literally hours of sales recordings that will help you improve your sales skills. And like I said, it's free, so just go and check it out in the description. If you want to work with me, links are also in the description. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you very much.